All right, what's good, YouTube? So, got kind of a, combination video again, like we did last week or the week before that. But I had two supporters ask me two, very similar questions. One of them asked me, "What did I think of Ola Runt's All Dead um, album, or not album? Sorry, All Dead song, this song, and then what I thought about the most recent Cardi song, All Red, because it's a direct diss song that, and then we're also going to go over his album that or his tape that he dropped because I was asked to look, a different person actually asked me to review that. Plus, I'm actually an Ola Runt fan, so I was already going to go ahead and check that out and make that video. So we're just going to do a little combination. So yeah, so basically what we got, man, what we got is All Dead versus All Red, and then we're just going to do an album review and kind of get go through this. All right. So first off, I listened to both of these songs, and then I've also listened to I forget which song it is, but I've heard that Cardi song where he mentions Ola in this, like in a song or something like that. And obviously, this is a direct diss and song towards All Red. Um, First off, listening to the song All Red. Yeah, we'll start there. Start first off, listening to the song All Red. I or All Dead. I do like the song. I like it a lot actually. Um, it's definitely like a very, very direct, right at you diss. And I kind of like that if you're going to have two artists dissing each other or, making raps about each other, going back and forth, having beef. Um, and I think this is probably like serious, real beef. I don't think it's like for publicity or anything like that, obviously. But but yeah, like the song is in itself, it starts off really strong. It's a very strong diss. He starts off in the beginning being very direct, but midway, kind of hit midway through, this is it kind of falls flat a little bit because he kind of you can tell he's freestyling, just probably messed up in the booth and just recording something. I like the song. I actually bump it quite a bit. If I were to give this song like a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, this song in particular, I would probably definitely give it overall as a song. I'd probably give it like a strong like 6, maybe 7, 6, so probably like 6, 6.5, maybe 7 as an overall song. Now, if you as the song, now if I wanted to look at it as a whole picture, um, and for what he did and what he said and what he's doing with this, I would probably give it like a 10 out of 10 to be honest. And the reason being is because I think there's a lot of subtle stuff going on here. So like let's say like for example, if you notice the song's called All Dead and he raps about in the song why it's called All Dead really. All Dead, if you notice everything's lowercase, but everything's uppercase up here, like full everything uppercase. If you go over here, that's kind of like Cardi's thing, all uppercase. You know what I'm saying? Big characters and whatnot, or big letters and whatnot. And as you can see, like this kind of looks like that font. It's kind of similar, right? But just a little different. Also, another thing is both using the dark imagery in the back for the pictures for their album covers and whatnot. Um, and another thing is with this being all lowercase and this being all uppercase, I think that's kind of like a direct diss. Like I think he's directly dissing just within how he's titling the name of the song. Because let's see here. Oh, can I go to? Let's just go to like look at all these other names of these other songs. Right? They're grammatically correct. If you can, you know what I'm saying. You can see that that's he clearly took the time to make everything capitalize and do it properly, right? But up here, everything's lowercase. He's basically calling him a little guy. You know what I'm saying? He's got everything all capital, all big. He's a little guy. That's why he put it all in little, but then made it big over here. Whereas, him. I think that's a subtle diss. That's why I give this overall of what's going on, what's happening, what he's doing, like 10 out of 10. Because if you're gonna have beef and go back and forth with somebody, is like being direct like this is like for me. I think that's a better way of going about it because I've heard songs like I can't think of the song off the top of my head, but whatever the song and Cardi mentions him, right, is more of a subtle diss. Like he says something about got him shanked or something like that for some pies, and then it's just a quick bar, right? Which this is so direct, like you have to respond to this, in my opinion. Like you being the artist, that is like you have to respond to this. And it's not like he's a no name artist. It's like if I made a diss song about Cardi, so it's like he's not going to respond to that. I wouldn't expect nobody to respond to something like that. It wouldn't make sense. But this is something you got to respond to. Another thing I think is kind of interesting is if you notice his date, he released this on Halloween, like like you know what I mean. Like this is very planned and calculated and very direct and intentional. And I like that because that lets me know that this person takes their craft and what they're doing seriously, even though under the circumstances of having beef and what he's saying in the songs and everything like that. I hope and pray that it doesn't get to anything serious like that. It's just all music going back and forth, dissing each other and having beef. I mean, I don't want to see anybody end up in a bad situation or worse or anything like that. But I like how this is very strategic, how it was on like straight to it, it's on point, and then like I said in the beginning when I was talking about the song originally, it starts off pretty hard, and then like half kind of midway through, he kind of falls a little bit flat because, like I said, you can probably tell he's kind of messed up, probably I'm guessing rapping and just run out of steam. But however, even so, even then, the stuff that he was saying is very direct and very like you got to respond to this type of this, right? Um, and then, so if you look at this as an overall picture, like in my personal opinion, I think there definitely needs to be some type of response on Cardi's in because this is a pretty direct, you know, diss, and I thought this was well played to be honest with you. Um, as far as if you have two artists that don't like each other and they're going to diss each other, if right now if I were to put this as like into the perspective of playing a game and saying which character which is beating who, in my personal opinion, I think he's in the league right now just because this is so direct. And then there's other people that have also made songs that are that are notable songs that should be responded to, in my personal opinion. But this was a really good song. This is a really good diss. I like the album art. Like I like how this was strategically planned and put together. And I think that I keep looking up here. This is not the camera. My bad, guys. But I like how this was strategically planned and put together. This is a good example of how to put something out there, diss a person, or just put out a good piece of material. Like it all makes sense, even with just his aura of how he is and his persona, or how he kind of portrays himself. He released it on Halloween. I think that's pretty interesting. Overall, I'm not doing a review over this particular song because this song isn't, all red isn't a diss to him or directly or anything like that. So I'm not going to compare the like song to song. It's really more of a Ola Runt uh, 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 mixtape review, and this overall as a review of Ola Runt, and then this song here going against each other. But I would say, to be honest with you, this was a good example of what you would want to like do or portray or like put out there if you're going to be like dissing somebody or have beef. This was a good example, like because this is actual beef that these two have, and it's something that you can follow in live time. So I really like this song and the overall project around it. So moving over to and that song is actually on this tape as well. Now moving over to the actual tape review of this tape. So we've done a couple of different tape reviews, right? On in the last couple of weeks, and I was kind of like let down and disappointed on a lot of them, several of them, to be honest with you. Some of them were pretty decent. There's some decent stuff there, but I think overall this is a good example of a putting a piece of artwork out there, a piece of music, or like a just like something like putting something out there that was very palatable, and this was a good example of what I would give you a good would say is a mixtape. To be honest with you, like this was a good example. It wasn't too many songs. Like it didn't go too crazy. 15, you're getting a little bit closer to like, all right, that's getting like a decent amount. He could have probably stopped anywhere between that 12 to 15 range number of songs. But let me see how many songs I got in my place. I got quite a few because I was really impressed with this, and I really like this album. So out of 15 songs, man, I got 10 on here. So let's do some more math. Let's see, that's about what 66%. So we'll say 67. That's 67%. So about it's a little more than a 6.5. So we'll call it like a strong six, almost a seven. And that's if I were to before doing any math or just looking at this and doing how I normally do it, I would have probably given this a good like six or a seven as a overall like number for this. Probably really more like a seven to be honest with you. I think this was a really strong tape. I'll go over the songs that I have in here, and I'll go over. There's a couple of songs that I really want to go over that kind of emphasize this. So FDO, which is First Day Out. I have 12 Ride By, All Dead, Member, Gen 5 Freestyle, MM, which I got. I think it means. I think he put that as millimeter. But Bigfoot, NBFW. I forget what that one was as far as what it stands for. Same hour, and then Boogaboo. All right, so out of these 10 songs, I want to highlight All Dead, Member, Bugaboo, uh, just off the top of my head, I'm gonna just say those three. Those three songs I think were are my favorite songs off of this whole entire album altogether. And I'll point out a reason why. Member and Bugaboo in particular, I think those two songs are songs that you could are like blow up songs, songs that he could put out, and then those could be songs that catch and get real popular and blow up. Because Member is so catchy because of how often and how much he keeps saying Member. The video is hard if you haven't seen the video. And then Bugaboo sounds like is another song that's like that, but I think Bugaboo is a little bit well. I think maybe both of them could kind of work for this, but Bugaboo is a little bit different in the fact that if you could hear the song that you're making as an artist and it's an R&B or a rap song or whatever the case is, if it can be played in some type of like club or some place where you can dance are really and honestly the best place that it is going to be hit the hardest at is if your song can be played in a strip club. If your song is like a like I know it sounds crazy, but the reason that I say that is because think about how much money gets thrown around, tossed, and wasted at strip clubs, right? If your song is popular enough to where girls are going to be out there like shaking, doing everything, getting naked, like doing all of that, like that's the type of song that you've made, and it can do that. That means when you go out and perform it, that means a bunch of women are going to come out there. That means when you go to clubs, it's going to bring women. And what do women do? They go and spend money and buy stuff and what do and who's going to buy all this shit? Dudes are all going to buy this stuff. So that's why these songs. Now this is some game to be honest with you. This is like I shouldn't even be telling y'all this. If you're because like this should be sold not told. To be honest with you, if your song is popular enough to where like you can have a strip club like vibe in it or a club vibe or something like that, or it can be played in that type of environment and people go crazy in that particular environment in particular when you're if you're in this genre, obviously like a country song in a strip club or something like that is gonna be totally different. But if you're in this genre and you can make a song like that, those are gonna be hits and songs that can blow up. Same thing with Member. Member is not necessarily a strip club song, to be honest with you, but it's a song that is so catchy that you like. I can see people playing this in the club and people just dancing, turn up, and everybody's screaming, "Want to be a member?" Such and such, you know what I'm saying? And everybody just screaming "member" like over and over and over and over again. Like that's a blow up song, and that's why he made a video to that song. That because think about it, there's 15 songs. He had 15 different options to pick out to make a video for, and that was one of them that he picked out was "Member." So go back and listen to it and really think. Imagine if you're playing Member on a loudspeaker out at like a Rolling Loud or at a club or a concert or wherever you at, and it gets on and you like the song and you getting hyped. Like you can hear that song in a club type of environment like that. And then Bugaboo, I'm telling you, I can see strippers out there going crazy to Bugaboo, and that would be another blow up song. He needs to make a video to Bugaboo and push those two songs in particular, and that will help this album get promoted and pushed. But I'm telling you, if you want to make a blow up club song, you need to have a song that's like a strip club type song, or either a club type song, or like a like. And when I say club, when you club is a little bit wider, you can do like pop songs and whatnot in clubs, but a stripper type song, a club vibe, hang out, have a good time, turn up type song, or like some type of emotional like sad boy type song, something that like I don't know, like Juice World type of songs, or XX type songs, those types of songs. Those three, if you can make something like that within those three, and make it to where it appeals to a mass variety, like how the Bugaboo song appeals to that stripper type of variety, and Member appeals to that type of club type of variety, you'll blow up. It'll blow up, or at least gain a lot of traction. And he has three of these songs, or three songs like that, or two songs like that on one album, and that's very good. I don't know if he knew that or realized that. But that's pretty good and strategic. Also, a good thing that I like about this album as well is I think these songs are strategically placed as far as where you put them. Like if you listen to First Day Out, you'll want to hear that because like, oh shoot, this is the first Ola tape that's I've heard in like forever. This is his First Day Out, so let me listen to First Day Out. So why is of course it makes sense to make it the first song in that. Then you go through and hear the second song, you like that because I have that one on my playlist. You're like, oh, that's pretty hard. Then you go to the next song, you realize, oh, this is a diss song. So you're three songs in, and you've already liked three songs. Like think about this. This is like being strategic of how you put your songs in place. And that's why I say you don't want too many because then you're gonna overthink it. If you have the right amount, like 10 to 12 songs, something like that on the tape, and it's all strategically placed on how the listener would listen to it, as well as the types of songs on there, those are going to help your album. And he did this successfully. That's why this is a good album. That's why I give it a strong 7. Like this is a strong 7, 6, 7 like tape. So now you've got a diss song, 3 songs in, and then you got Member. Now it's like, oh, that now he done got me a catchy song. Okay, I can hear this in the club. This should go hard. I'm about to play this in the car on the way to the club, like at the pregame and everything. Like think about that. This that type of song, and then you hear it at the pregame, and then now they at the club. Now made it there. You done got a couple of drinks, and you're having a good time, having a lot of laughs, a lot of vibes. And then this song turns up again, and then now you got the girls in there, the little ratchets, there how they be holding their drink like this and everything. I'm telling you, this is strategic. This is a good way to how you put out an album. So now we're 4 songs deep. Then you got a little kind of song that's decent. I don't think I added this one into that one, but kind of like not really a throwaway song, but a decent little song. Then you've got another song that I liked that is probably just brings you back in. It's just your average basic song that you would expect from this type of artist. So now this is where you're in the car, you've been driving and listened to a couple songs, and you didn't got hype off of the first 3 or 4. And now you're hitting, okay, all right, you got 1 or 2 songs. The songs is all right. Okay, I'll add one of these out of these next 2 songs. Then you go to the next one. Oh, Osborne Flow 2. The first one blew up. So off the strength of the first one blowing up and having a decent amount of numbers, you're going to listen to the second one with a lot more anticipation. So this one could either be an extreme letdown for you, or this one could be an extreme, okay, this is what I was expecting, or it could be just kind of keep you in the middle. So anything like keeping you in the middle on a part 2 of a song or better is what you want to do. So like if you have a decent song and then you make a part 2 of it, as long as it's that same level of consistency or better, you can do it. And I think that kind of hit that mark. And then you got Millimeter, which was another catchy song, is something that you kind of like and enjoy. Bigfoot was kind of catchy. I remember that. That was another one. And then once you've gone through the Osborne Flow, you heard 1 or 2, 3 more songs. You get the Manson Colt. I don't think I added that one in there. And then that one might be one. You might out of these 3, you might be like, okay, 1 or 2 of them is I like those. So now you drove through the car, went for quite some time, and now you've been through a couple of these songs, a couple of these, and you get to through 1 or 2 more songs. You're like, okay, that's all right. This is where I say you want to not have too many because now you're losing the listener's attention. But I think what he does is recover and picks back up by adding this song, which is another song that I like. Same Hour was another catchy song, and it sounded like that was like a diss song too. And then Trap Boy, I can't remember because I didn't add it, so maybe I didn't like that. But then he finished out strong with another like catchy banger type song. So now you've kind of slowing down through the process of listening through these songs. You catch a couple of more at the end that you like, and then you finish up with a banger. So you start with something that is going to catch the listener really, really good. It's just like writing a paragraph when you were in elementary school, middle school, or whenever they tell you make a paragraph like a hamburger. You got the bun at the top, the introduction, the bun at the bottom, the closing, and then everything in the middle is the meat and the lettuce and all that other stuff to make it like that's the same concept. This is his top of the burger bun, is the bottom of his burger bun, and everything is the meat in between. So you got a lot of goodies in here. So you might look at a song like "Member," like it's the bacon on the burger or something like that, and then a song like I don't know, what was the other song I really, or just something like Bugaboo. Well, that's the other bottom part of the bread, but well, any of these other songs could fit anything. You got "Member," it could be the bacon, and then you got Gen 5 freestyle be your lettuce into it. You see how it's just like an add-on stuff that you like to put in there. You want to strategically kind of layer this album, even if you've got 3 songs or if you've got 30 songs. It doesn't matter. I obviously wouldn't go to 30 songs. But if you want to strategically plan this out and kind of put your songs. You don't want to just grab all the songs from out the files and just throw them in there and however it happens, happens. Just listen to the songs. But if you like a song, it's like, oh, okay, I want to kind of smush my best song in the middle. So that way the listener listens to a catchy song that's going to reel them in at the top, and then they kind of go through some songs, and you hook them back in again in the middle because you got what you think is your best song or the best song for this album, and then listen to some more, kind of, and you reel them back in finally by ending with a really banger of the song as well. And I think he hit all of those points with this album, especially this being his first album after being through what he's been through. So I know this was kind of a long-winded video, but that's really all I got. Like I said, if I give this album a strong 7 for sure. Like I was thinking 6.5, 7 was what I was thinking before I even really thought about how many songs that I actually put together or how many songs I listened to and how many was on here. But this is a good example. The album art is dope. Really good example. I like to see a whole lot more from. I really hope his beef with Cardi and whatever they got going on is something that can be settled and solved. And like, I mean, I don't know the extents to it. I've heard stuff, read stuff, and seen YouTube videos, but I don't know. Because I don't want to see two people, go at it in a vicious, violent way or something like that. Especially with the stuff that they're saying, like they really are, beefing and dissing. I don't want to see two people going through that or have people bad situations. Everybody knows what I'm saying, um, but yeah, this is a really good example of like an album. To be honest with you, like if you want to throw an album together and throw about 15 songs on there, and then if you notice that the listening time is not too long, it's 30 minutes. Like you don't want your songs too long either. That's another good point, good example or thing to point out. Because if you notice, all these songs are under 3 minutes. Everybody's got a short attention span. Because this video is 21 minutes, or he just hit 23 minutes. And I know I've lost some of you, and some of you that listened all the way to the end, I greatly appreciate it because you guys are helping out my algorithm and my watch time. But what I'm giving you is like some gems. I'm telling you, like if you guys watch these videos and continue to take my advice and follow the path that I'm kind of building for people, that if they watch these videos, you'll be successful. And even if it's not in music, you can use this stuff if you're an artist, if you're a I don't know, an actual like a musician, you play the guitar, or you're a violinist, or I don't know, you're a painter or whatever it is that you do. Like if you follow this same setup of the stuff that I'm explaining to you in these videos, you like and apply these different things, you'll do well. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. I hope you guys appreciate this video. I think it's a really good album. Like I say, I think it's a good example or a good example for people to see what I think a good album is, a good project. These are two good questions. What did I think of the 2 songs? Differences that are and my thoughts on what their issue and their beef, and did I like and what did I think of the Ola Runt's album? But yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. So I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple. Even though this one's a little, like I said, a little bit long-winded, but I try to squeeze in as much info as I could for you guys to kind of help you guys out and put in all the info that I was asked to try to get out. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Follow me on all my social media, Milan Makes Beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. And that's about it. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Either which way, interact with the video so the algorithm works in my favor. And, I can keep giving you some content, keep working for you guys. So that's really all I got for today. Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll be back next week. Peace. I'm gone.